I'm Katie LaGrone in Tallahassee, showing you a side of the state capitol the public rarely gets to see through the eyes of average citizens who have turned their fight to change a state law into a years-long battle filled with heartbreak, frustration, and fear.
I've been waiting for this day a really long time. Let's grab 1, 2, 3, and today we are loading up and heading to Tallahassee. My dad was a Navy veteran, died of medical negligence, and he went to a hospital for knee pain. 5 days later, my dad was dead. And I was unable to have access to the civil courts because Florida's Wrongful Death Act, also known as the Free Kill Law.
Well, my son Jojo passed away in 2019 after being refused emergency care. It was an egregious act for which no one is held accountable.
Every single legislator will get a rose. I have a lot of hopes for this session.
Here we go. All right.
All right,
We're doing it.
It's just before 9 a.m., one day before the start of Florida's 2024 legislative session.
Yep. Yes. Love you, Dad.
Sabrina Davis and Marcia Shepler have taken off from work,
Wow, this is the day.
but not off the clock.
How many appointments do we have today?
A lot.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Thank you for setting this up.
This is a glimpse into their years-long hustle to get heard in Tallahassee.
I would be honored if you feel compelled to co-sponsor House Bill 129. That's the one for a full repeal.
In a city where lobbyists and special interests often call the shots,
This is a law that is pretty much in the books because of insurance companies and because of very large special interests.
I would love for you to take some information.
they're just average citizens
He cares about the people that you have lost.
hoping the power of their stories will be enough to change a state law.
It's emotional, it's draining, it's exhausting.
In this case, it's Florida's 34-year-old Wrongful Death Act, what critics call Florida's Free Kill Law. It essentially says if a doctor's mistake kills an unmarried adult, families can't sue for pain and suffering.
What this doctor took from my son and I was a big part of our life. And I want to face him in court.
For two women never involved in politics, they've become pretty good at playing the game.
You want to make them remember you. You want to stand out. You want them to hear your voice and not forget you.
My focus has always been for the people who never have any chance.
We can fix this.
But in this rarely seen process of how influence is made, peddled, and used to get things done, our cameras captured just how fragile lawmakers' support can be.
God bless you. We're going to see if we can't do right by you.
Thank you.
The same lawmaker pledging his support became agitated when we started asking questions.
I think, like you say, there's factions on both sides, right? On the one side, you have the trial attorneys who we certainly don't want this to be a windfall. We certainly don't want there to be a glut of frivolous lawsuits. So I think on the one hand,
there's no evidence that this is that. This
well,
in
now
any way
you're interrupting me. So I.
suggests okay.
Do you want to ask me the questions, or would you like me to ask you the
I
questions?
mean, I'm just saying that
All right, so
has sort of already been.
Let's cut that. Let's cut that. We're getting that out.
No,
you're going to let me finish, or we'll throw this out. Start
I
over.
I
Start
respect
over.
that.
No. I was
okay.
making 2 points.
Okay.
Let me make my points.
I understand.
Who's the physician here?
No, certainly.
Sabrina, you like my help?
No, certainly, and I'm
Tell
not.
her to be respectful.
Let the Senate be received.
This session, 5 separate bills were introduced to repeal all or a portion of Florida's so-called free kill law, the most since advocates started asking lawmakers to quash it more than a decade ago.
I put before the committee today a repeal of 768-21-8.
One bill, named the Keith Davis Family Protection Act after Sabrina's father, got so far as one Senate hearing before big business and special interest weighed in, and the bill died. William Large is a longtime Tallahassee lobbyist who represents several of those special interest groups.
As long as guys like you are around, respectfully, how does the average person get heard?
I think they've been heard loud and clear. I think it's an even playing field for everybody.
You think it's an equal playing field?
Absolutely.
Do they have an unfair advantage than the average citizen?
Fair question. Depending on which member you ask, you might get a different answer. It doesn't matter to me what some of the external paid hired folks are that are saying things. This law to me is unjust. I want it off the books.
But for now,
Hugely disappointed.
it stays.
I'm hurt. I tried. I fought with everything I had.
He still held to this law.
leaving these average citizens continuing a fight they knew would take time, but never imagined would be so hard to win.
I won't give up, but it's an exhausting fight.
And despite this session's ending, Senator Yarborough tells me he plans to reintroduce similar legislation on the topic again next session. In Tallahassee, with photojournalist Matthew Apthorpe, I'm I-Team investigator Katie LaGrone taking action for you.